Hey judges, welcome to the day of the fair. Let's go through a few things for online judging so that you can be as successful as possible. So go ahead and log into your fair and then review any information that might have been added for you on the judges main page or on the general homepage of the fair. And then once you've done that, go ahead and click Go to Online Judging, and this is where you'll be spending most of your time today. So you'll see you've got your list of your projects. Off to the right, if they're scheduled, you'll see the time as well as the date that they're scheduled for. And this icon also indicates that it's a scheduled interview. You've got the project ID as well as the project title here on the left. And then you go ahead and click on any of those tiles that you want to whenever you feel it's time. If you have a long list in any one round, you can search for them, and it will filter out to only show you the ones that you wanted to work on there. So we'll go ahead and go into this first project. In here, a couple of things to cover. So it'll tell you that it's loaded. If you want to, you can wait for that to time down, or you can click on it and it'll go away. And you might have other pop-outs to be messages from admins or other things that way, so that's kind of where they'll show up. They'll be similar to that one. So here, we've got the project description, any images or anything that way that they might have on this project. And all the information will be here in this tile here. After that, you'll see you've got your rubric, and you can start filling that out whenever you're ready. And then down at the bottom, you've got your participant feedback. If you wanted to let them know anything or give them some tips or pointers or anything that way. And then you have a submit, score and close, or a no-show button. So once you're all done and have everything ready to go ahead and click this submit score. Or if they didn't show up, then you can click that one. And then at the top here, you've got this gray close button. Now, one thing to point out about this close button is it doesn't save anything that you've done, and you won't have that if you come back in later. So only use that one when you need to get out. You're not necessarily adjusting anything on your review of the project. If you have an interview with the individual, with the student or the participant, you can go ahead and click this blue button, and that will take you in where you can then meet with the student. You can see here that you've got their name. So student, demo, this is student is what they are, and then demo is their first name. And you can toggle the view so that you have just them highlighted or focused. Or you can have a tile view if you have multiple people, and it'll break it out in the screens. These boxes here will get smaller as you get more and more individuals. And I currently have video disabled, but you can turn that on and see everyone's faces and have everything work out great that way. And again, if you need to go back to just focusing on one person, you can just simply click on them and it will take you there. Some other options that you have is you can share your screen. If you need to, you can raise your hand, and that will just appear as a little blue hand raised icon in the top left of your screen there. And then you can lower it as well, so you don't have to worry about that. And then you've got your basic meeting controls, so you can mute yourself or turn off your video. And then you can leave the meeting here, as well as hitting the red hang up button in the top left up here. So after that, even in the interview, you can keep the video off to the side. And if it's off to the side like this, I recommend clicking on an actual single person to highlight so that you can still see them and work with them, as well as go through the rubric and answer questions here. And still be interacting with the student and the participant. So you can go all the way through this, and you don't have to submit this here or fill this out here. So you can just focus on the student if you wanted to just be here and present with them. And then when you do hit the hang up button, not the close again, that one will take you all the way out and you'll lose all of your stuff that you're submitting. But if you hit the hang up button, you'll be brought back to just the project page. And then here you can start going through and reviewing the project. So we'll go through and just kind of put a whole bunch of answers in real quick. Obviously, you'll probably spend a lot more time on this than I currently am. But that's expected, and that's all right. So go ahead and take as much time as you need to. This screen will not close out on you, and depending on how your fair has it set up, you can always come back and edit this as well. Okay, so once you're all done and everything's good to go, go ahead and just click this green Submit Score and Close button. It'll have you verify that, and you'll just say, yep, we're good to go. And then you'll see that some changes will happen here. So they've recorded the score sheet, and they've submitted and recorded the score sheet. And then here you can see that you've given it a score. It's gone dark gray. so that you know that you've judged that one, and it's got this green checkbox off to the left here. So you know that that one's done. However, if at some point during the day you decide that you want to adjust something, or you thought of something else, or you wanted to come look at one more thing, you always have the option, well, not always, you have the option to come back in if it's enabled for your fair and review your score. So again, you see your score at the top here. You can see all of your different scores that you gave it here, your feedback and everything that way. And you can adjust this. So you can see here at the top, our score is 98.3. And if we come down here and we adjust a couple of these and then submit that new score, we're now at a 96.19. So it will adjust and update to match whatever you're then submitting. And all you're going to do is at the if you have scheduled ones, you'll go through there. If it's just reviewing materials, you might not necessarily need a schedule, and you can go in and review that on your own schedule. But you can come through the list and go through all the different projects, and they'll be roughly similar across the board. So that should be the extent of everything you need to do. You'll notice that you've opened up a new tab in your browser window. So when you are done in online judging, go ahead and close that out. And then you can come back over here, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to a staff or admin member, or if we get the opportunity to work with you on that day, you can reach out and we'll work with you and help you out there. So thank you, everyone. Have a good time.